And welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and give it a few extra minutes for people to come in and everyone to get here. Now, if you're watching this on playback, you can definitely go ahead and skip ahead by 10 minutes, which is typically what I give for everyone to gather in. In the meantime, I will go ahead and get my character all prepped and ready for the live stream. I'm just glad, to be honest with you, that I made it back in time. I had to be, like I said yesterday, out of town for the day. Had to take my father-in-law back to the hospital, and it's a pretty good drive, like 3.5 hours away. So I was hoping I'd make it back, but definitely was not positive about it. Okay, and I see we have our first watcher. Welcome, and I'm glad you could join us today. Be sure to say something in chat so I know who we have. And also introduce yourself. Let me know where you're from. Now, today's topic is going to be a bit different from yesterday's. And we're going to go over a few things that I'm doing to prepare for Battle for Azeroth. We're going to be discussing things like what do I gather in a stockpile. We're going to be discussing things like what do I typically sell. Why do I stockpile that particular item? And we're going to go from there. So, I am going to go ahead and, like I said, give it till 10 after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. That will give everybody a little bit more time to get into the stream. In the meantime, if you have need a drink or you're wanting a snack or whatever, go ahead and grab it now. Perfect time. Because we are going to be here for several hours tonight. Also, for those that are not aware, we will be here tomorrow as well, live streaming tomorrow and Saturday. So, definitely. Hey, welcome back, Mr. Mask, and glad to have you. Hopefully we'll have a few more popping in the very near future. As I said, we're going to give it until about 10 after 6 before we get started into the deeper stuff. But if anybody has popped in late and they've not been able to see it, they can always play it back during the playback. Now we are going to be taking a look at some of the things like goblin gliders. Definitely a profitable item that's going to sell like hotcakes when Battle for Azeroth opens. We also are going to be taking a look at some of the battle pets that are going to sell very well, as well as a few mounts and a few other items. But one of the things that I feel we're going to make the most gold from is the raw materials, raw herbs, raw ore, etc. Hey Rutger, welcome back. And as I said, was just telling Mr. Mask, we are going to give it until about 6:10 for people to start, everyone who's going to be here at the beginning to arrive, and then we'll get started. Now, again, tonight we're going to start off by looking at some of the things that I'm doing to prepare for Battle for Azeroth. Some of the things I'm stockpiling, some of the things I know that I can sell come Battle for Azeroth. They took him in and everything seemed to go good. They did set up another follow-up in a few weeks. We have to take him back on the 10th of July. But other than that, he seems to be doing good. Thanks for asking. Definitely I appreciate it. Also, like I said, anybody who's popping in, be sure to say hi. Let us know who you are. I see that we have 3 people in chat, so definitely speak up. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you're from, that kind of good stuff. We're all here to get to know each other and enjoy the stream together. Now, one thing I am going to be going over is what you can sell, why you would want to sell that particular item, and why you should not be selling it yet. Hold off and wait until Battle for Azeroth. Okay, because if you sell it now, you're going to miss out on a lot of profit. You're not going to get as much for it at this point as you will in a couple of months when Battle for Azeroth opens. I believe today we have 53 days from now. I believe it is, or it may be 52. I just noticed it on the battle.net or blizzard.com webpage. And okay, glad to see we're getting more people coming in. And we have just a few more minutes before we get started. Again, and I'll be mentioning this throughout, anyone who comes in late and wants to catch up, you can definitely write down what time you came in, and then once it goes up for playback, you can watch the part you missed, or you can watch the whole thing again. That's fine fine as well if you wanted to make any notes or whatever. And I'm assuming you're at work again, Rutger, at a security job, or are you off today? Okay, let's just go ahead and jump right into things. I know it's a couple minutes early, well, 1 minute earlier than I had planned, but we do have a few people showing up, so we're going to go ahead and hold on 1 minute. I just had a Windows update thing pop up on me here saying that it needed to more or less reboot, but I can schedule the reboot for another time. One moment. I'll go ahead and schedule it for tomorrow morning. Okay. Now also, if at any time we're in a chat like this and the computer reboots, I will be back. It just means that the computer didn't tell me that it was going to reboot, and it did. Thanks, Mr. Mask. I'm glad that you liked the video. I did see your comment, and I was hoping you would make it in today. So I'm glad that it helped you. The fishing extravaganza, if you use the guide that I put up, you will definitely win the ring. Now, you may not get it the very first time, but once I perfected the process, I actually have got it on a few different tunes just to see if I perfected things. But let's go ahead and get right down to things here. First, are you guys gathering anything? Are you preparing for Battle for Azeroth? In, for example, stockpiling items that you know you can sell in Battle for Azeroth. If so, what are you planning on stockpiling? Because stockpiling now is going to make you rich when Battle for Azeroth opens. You're going to make more gold than you will ever possibly imagine. As for me, the very first thing I'm doing is I'm gathering every old map, and by that I mean all the way back to vanilla, going forward. Okay, I'm gathering all herbs, all ore, all leather, all cloth, everything, gems, every possible material. And these materials, there's a few people who say you don't need to gather no more than 5 or 6 stacks. I definitely would disagree. Personally, I go for 15 stacks of 200 or more. If I know the item is one that's going to sell very well, I go for more. And also, if you're going to be stockpiling, get a guild bank just for stockpiling your things. Let's see here. Sam Wilkes, welcome to the channel, Sam. And if you've not already, please do be sure to subscribe to the channel so you are notified when I do a live stream or put out a new video. I've been stocking bags, but do wonder how well they'll do with the new bags. The mats for the new ones do look hard together though. Okay, see, that is where you're going to make your gold, because your bags are already ready to go. Okay, you're going to be able to start posting them from day one. Whereas, for example, myself, if I was going to go and make a tailor, and I was wanting to make bags, okay, Rucker, I hope everything goes well for you. Let me know how things go, and hopefully you'll be able to make it back. But definitely, Sam, what I do is I go for what's going to happen as soon as Battle for Azeroth opens. Okay, you're going to sell your bags immediately. As soon as it opens, you're going to want to put your bags up. You're going to want to, you don't want to flood the market with, 500 bags, but at least keep 10 up at all times. At least 10. Another reason that I say this is simply, you're going to have people coming in, they're going to make new characters, they're going to make, the allied races. They're going to be making new characters on new servers. They're going to want bags. They don't want to have to wait on you or me or anyone else to go get the new materials. So they're going to want the bag you have now, the Hex Suite. So definitely that is a good investment. Mr. Marks, oh yes, I prepare. I do farm crafting ingredients and some pets as well as a ton of mogs. Mogs meaning twink gear, but for bargain prices. Very good idea. If you're selling transmogs, always be the cheapest one. Now, I'm not saying if the item normally sells for 500,000 gold, let's say, obviously you're not going to want to sell it for 10 gold or 10,000 gold in order to make a quick sale. But if you undersell the other people, if you undersell, let's say it's selling for 25,000, okay, if you sell yours for 22,000 or 24,000, 24,500, you will get Basel before anyone else. Okay. Also, with bags, I still go for the Hexweave ones or the ones that from Pandaria, since the materials are easiest to gather. Very good idea. If you can gather more material, now I will tell you one item, and I'm going to show you on the screen here. One item that sells very, very, very well from Pandaria, and that is gold, iron, or iron, ghost iron ore. A name that I hoped back in Pandaria I would never have to say again, but it's very profitable. If you look on your server, be sure to check it out though before you run out and farm up a lot of it. One ore is selling for 10 gold. Okay, now if you go ghost iron bar, one ghost iron bar is selling for 22 or 27 gold, 39 silver. So it is very profitable, and as we all know, you can go over to Pandaria and farm up a stack of 50, 60, 100 ore from Pandaria in a matter of minutes. So it is very, very, very healthy. And you're definitely welcome, Sam. Stick around. We will be going over a lot more things that you can make gold on going forward. One other thing that I would like to discuss that I feel will be a definite game changer. Goblin gliders. Okay, and I know a lot of people discard them, sell them to vendors. If you get them in one of the Blingtrons. But if you get your Goblin gliders and you stockpile them now, you're going to make a lot of gold. Right now they are 18 gold each on my server. They are typically selling for between 15 and 19 gold per each, per one on my server. But think about this. If you have a character that can make them an engineer, they are very, 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 very cheap to make. Very cheap. And you craft one, you get, I believe it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. Now, the great part here is, right now they're selling for 18, 19 gold. That's not a lot of gold, and a lot of people are thinking, why stockpile them? But when Legion ends and Battle for Azeroth first starts, we're going to see people on the ground. There's not going to be any flyers for quite some time, and you're going to want to fly. You're going to want to get from point A to point B as quick as possible. So how do you do that? You get up high on a mountain or whatever, and you jump off, pop your Goblin glider, glide to where you need to be. So it is it's a workaround, a way of making it to where you can fly for a short distance. Now, if you're a demon hunter, of course, you've got your wings and you can glide for a long time anyway. But definitely, I would suggest stockpiling 10 or 20 stacks, maybe even more, of the Goblin glider, because those are going to be big, big sellers in Battle for Azeroth. Also, if you have, for example, very expensive transmogs. Now, one item that I always talk about when I mention expensive transmog is, there's two different items. The Miner's Hat of the Deep, Okay, there is no Miner's Hat of the Deep, but there are a few other kinds of transmogs. Now, let's also look for the Shoveler. I don't see, actually, here we are, 12,000 gold. Now, if I wanted to, if you're looking and you see these here, the Shoveler, they're selling for 3,500 gold, all the way up to like 5 or 6. I could easily, and I believe I will, I could easily go ahead and buy these out and then resell for a big profit. People who already have the Miner's Hat are going to want this shovel. It completes the look of their transmog, so they're going to be willing to drop 10 or 20,000 gold or even more. At one point, I sold, I believe it was in all, in a run of a month, I sold over 1,000,000 gold worth of this item alone, and they drop very easily in autumn. So that's something I would highly suggest looking into. But if you're selling, for example, the Skull Flame Shield, okay, here we go. There's one up, and it's selling for 68,888 gold. Now, a lot of people would say that's way too much, and that's just what they're posting it for, but it does sell for that. I've seen it sell for that and a lot more. I sold one a few months back for almost 150,000 gold. Because, let's face it, it's one of the coolest looking shields in the game. And people are going to want that. But if you see that someone is selling it for cheap, and you know that it sells for more, don't hesitate to go ahead and buy theirs and resell. You'll make a lot of gold doing it. And that's what the game's all about. The gold game, at least. Go ahead, buy low, sell high. And also, sometimes you may be stuck with an item for 4 or 5 months or whatever, especially if it's transmogs. I have a guild bank completely full of transmogs, and sometimes they'll sell very quick, sometimes they won't, but it's not taking up anything from me, so I sell them when I can. Obviously, Hexweave bags, as we've already said, is a big deal. You definitely want to sell those. How many of you sell battle pets? For example, maybe oh Lord, I can't even think of the name of it. It's one of the older pets. Let me see here. Battle pets. Okay, and we'll look for price. Okay, here you see bananas for 39,000 gold. Now that's a very good price on that mount, or pet rather. And the dark moon rabbit. Now this dark moon rabbit normally will sell for between 100 to 150,000 gold. This person is selling it for 79,000 gold. So they definitely are going to sell it very quick. But always be on the lookout for people that are selling their mounts or pets or toys or whatever cheaper. Now you can also let me show you a little trick. Click on companion pets and search. Now you're going to find pets here, the Rascal Bot. Okay, now this, it's not been learned yet. Okay, it's going to sell for cheaper here, and a lot of people don't realize even what they got. This mount, or this pet here, rather, I don't know why I keep saying mount. The McCall pet. Normally, it sells for between 60 and I've seen it go as high as 100,000 gold. Here, now this person's playing it smart. They want a bidding war to try to get it, and they are trying to sell it for 40. That can't be right. Hold on 1 minute. That cannot be right. 49,990 gold. At first glance, I thought it was 5,000 gold. I was getting ready to start bidding. But, and also, if you have a pet or a toy or whatever, and you're wanting to sell it quick, I don't recommend using the bid, because bidding can be a time sink. Okay, let's see here. Sam, I've been farming whelps. The whelps always sell very, very good. Even at level 1, like Mr. Mask just said, they do sell very, very well. And the slime definitely is a high price. Yeah, definitely a high price. Also, there is an add-on I would highly suggest. Let me go back into the game and I'll show you. If you go to Curse Gaming, you can pick this up very, very easy. Okay, 1 minute. It won't be difficult. Okay, go to your pet journal. Now I have an add-on called Rematch, and it will tell me, if you're looking here, you can see for this one here on my server, the Menagerie Custodian from the old Karazhan sells for 1,603 gold. Okay, now as you go down, you'll see the price on different ones. They do vary, and I have quite a few in my bank because I was running out of space to learn and hold on to them. But you know, for example, the Dreadmaw, it sells for, the add-on says it sells for 2,273 gold at the high end and 1,301 at the low end. But just for giggles, we're going to do something. I've caged it, and let's check it out on the auction. Let's see how close they are. Okay, very close. Now this person here is selling a level 25. They're wanting 30,000 gold. Now another trick you can do. How many of you have done the pet quest where you get the token, the item, the pet battle stone that will instantly give you any pet to 25? Okay, if you go and you see that you can buy a pet that is, let's say, level 15 or level 1, and it's selling for, a couple thousand gold, but at 25 it's selling for, let's say, 250,000 gold. Well, obviously you're going to want to go ahead and buy that. And if you have one of the stones, where are they at? Here, I know I have one in my bank. I know I have it here. But anyway, if you have that stone, you can then use it automatically. You're going to be putting it at 25, and once that pet is at 25, sell it for more, make a ton. And you can still do this on trial accounts. For example, you make a trial, I don't know, a trial warrior. Go ahead and create it. Go over, do your thing with your garrison. Do the pet battle. Go ahead and get your stone and use it. Then learn the pet, delete the character. It's already on your account. I've done that quest skills. Right. Definitely you need, on every character you have, you want to do that quest. Every single character. And create characters, the trial characters to do that with. After you've done that, sell the pet for a pretty good sized profit, But definitely one of the things that you're wanting is to make sure you're not using the stone on a pet that is not going to sell for very much. You want your pet to sell for a very, very good price. And next, your mounts. How many of you have mounts that you have bottled up in a guild bank somewhere, or in your personal bank, and you're waiting for just the right time to sell that pet? Now, or that mount rather. Okay, and let me look here. Go ahead and bring up mounts. Okay, now here you see the Mortified Drake, and it sells for 575,000 gold. The Savage Raptor is selling for 399,000 gold. And the list just goes on and on and on. The Steel Bound Harness is selling for 60,000. Or actually, whoa. Somebody has bet it for 600,000 gold. So, and they have a lot of them up. So these pets and mounts both sell for very, very good amount of gold. So just take a few moments every day. Go to your auction house, check out your mounts, check out your pets and your toys. Now we're getting ready to take a look at one of the mounts that I like to sell, and that is the Minion of Grumpus. Now somebody is selling this mount for 149,000 gold right now. Okay, and it goes all the way up to 250,000 gold. Now you can only get that during the holiday event for Christmas, But if you do get your hands on one, save it until just the right moment. You don't want to get in a bidding war with everybody else who's trying to sell the same pet. Right, but mech chopper, always a good one. Everybody wants the classic look. But it does cost a little bit to craft it. That's definitely a true statement. So, is there anything that I've not mentioned here that you guys are stockpiling? I know that we've discussed the more expensive transmogs, and I'm doing my checklist here on all the items. That way I know what we've already went over. And one of the things also that you're going to want to sell is gems. Not just the gems from, let's say, Legion. Not just the gems from Legion. But you're going to want to sell gems in general. No matter what expansion they're from, they will sell. Why will they sell? Because people are going to want them to power level through whatever expansion they're on. There's going to be people that are in Rapid the Lich King. They have a socketed item, let's say, and they want to use the most powerful gem they can find. Now here, let's say this item, the one that I'm looking at here, a smooth ornate Dawnstone. It gives 10 critical strike, and currently it's selling for 449,000 gold. It appears. No, actually 490,000 gold. So, and these will sell. Now, I'm not going to say that you're going to make 1,000,000 gold off of one gem, but you can definitely sell a lot of them. Also, for people that have them still, the artifacts, the artifact relic that you use on your artifact, if you can sell it now, because it's going to be going away. They're not even going to have your relics on your artifacts. Even if you're just now going through Legion and you're playing it for the first time, you're not going to have the relics. They are taking that away. Food, flask, potions, reagents for the bunch. Very, very good point, Mr. Mask. Definitely food. Food is something most people overlook. They overlook it. They don't think about food as an item that they can sell for a profit. But the Nightborn delicacy platter, I think it was called. Let me see here, and I can tell you. It actually has sold for a lot of gold. Nightborn delicacy platter. Currently, they're selling for 12 gold each. And on most days, if I was not, on live stream and don't want to take the time to sit here and click on every one of these, I would buy these all up and resell them, because they will definitely sell. I can probably sell each one of these for 75 gold, especially on raid night. If you know what night that the people on your server raids, then you're definitely going to make the gold. On mine, usually it's Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And how I found that out, I contacted a lot of a lot of the guilds and just straight up asked, "Hey, what night do you guys raid?" And now I have more or less a spreadsheet for what is going on my server. What nights are the best for selling raid gear, raid items, food, flask, potions, reagents, that kind of thing. Now, another very, very, very profitable item, as I said, and I cannot stress this enough, is the Goblin Glider. If you can make it, by all means, make a bunch of these and put them away. Sell them when Battle for Azeroth goes live. You'll make a ton. Now, how many of you have ever farmed for the, and I can't think of the name of the, I think it's Alani, the mount that flies around in this big cloud over in Pandaria, and you basically are going to farm for the sky shards, and then you're going to make a sky gem, bring her down, and you can sell them out. 100% drop rate. You can make a ton of gold now with this. They're very easy to farm. They're a lot easier than they used to be. And if you have the sky gem, you can sell 4 different mounts to 4 different people all in one run. So let's say you're selling that mount for 50,000 gold each. You've now made 200,000 gold and made it very quick and very easy. So that is also something that I would highly suggest doing, in your spare time. But again, Mr. Mask, very, very good point. The water walking flasks are gold. I mean, they are very, very, very gold. They sell very well now, but they're going to sell even more then. Also, how many of you have a mount that's good for water? I suggest having one that's on top of the water, as well as one that will go underwater. Because if you're on a mount and you go underwater, the air, your time on your breath is not there. I don't believe it is in Battle for Azeroth. I'm pretty sure it's not. But if you don't already have a water walking and a water mount that will go underwater, you definitely need to get one. You can get, and let me show you here what it's called. It's the Dark Moon Skate, I'm pretty sure. Looking in the wrong place here. Okay, here it is, Dark Moon Skate. And all you do is you get the fish, and they are okay, now they are, here you go, Dark Moon Dagger Maul. Okay, now right now I can buy a stack of 200 for 8,500 gold. Okay, you need 500 and you go buy that mount. 500 of those and you've guaranteed the new mount, or that mount. It's not new, but it would be a very good mount to have. Okay, I have the sky shards. I remember my girlfriend went so crazy when one dropped. I thought she would have a heart attack if I took it. Definitely, those right now are very good sellers. Go ahead and get the sky shards. I think you have to have, what is it, 10? 10, I think. And then you can make the sky gem. and go ahead and sell that mount. That's what I do. I've sold quite a few over the years. Now, another thing is your archaeology pieces. Okay, if you take a look at your auction house, and let's just type in High Mountain. Okay. Now there's of course High Mountain Salmon, some transmog items, but also if you keep looking, you're bound to find a High Mountain archaeology piece. Now those actually sell very, very, very well. I can sell one in no time flat on my server. Now, again, if any of you are interested, I am over on Thrall. Of course, the Horde side right now. I do play both, but right now I'm obviously on the Horde. Okay, and pop over to chat. And how many of you have ever went out, farmed, sold toys? There are a few different toys that are going to bring you a ton of gold. And one of the ones that I have sold a lot of, and if you've ever watched Student Albatross, you'll know where I'm going. Type in dice. Worn troll dice. 15,000 gold. And that is a very, very, very cheap price. A lot of them go for 20,000, 30,000 gold at a time. The loaded gnomish dice, they are selling for 29,000 gold. The Dwarven dice, they're selling for 32,000 gold. Now, these are just a few of the toys that will sell like you would not believe. Let me go here to miscellaneous. I thought I had seen a place for toys. I guess I didn't. That's odd. But anyway, just look for your toys on here. You can sell them very well. Very, very well. One of the ones that I sell a lot of is the coin of many faces, I believe it's called. Let me look. Okay, the coin of many faces. Right now, somebody has them up for 6,900 gold. And the market value of that item looks like 10,000 gold right now. So if someone come along, had quite a few, or needed the extra gold, they could invest, buy this, flip it, and sell it back, and make a lot of gold. Because if you go on trade chat right now and you're advertising, but you're selling the coin of many faces on my server, on the auction, if you bought up all the lower ends, they're 20,000 gold or around that. If you put down that you're selling them for 15,000, yours will sell very quick, and you're going to make a bundle. Now, how many of you have ever sold any of these toys? thank you, and Cleric, I guess is how you say the name, and if I'm saying it wrong, overlook it. Please do be sure to subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I'm not, and I do appreciate what you said. I'm not giving up anytime soon. You know, I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy coming on here, helping people out when I can. And it always makes me smile when I find out that somebody enjoyed the video or that they like the channel. It does definitely make my day. So if you've not already subscribed, please do go ahead and do that. I would greatly appreciate it. Good to know. I always try to make sure I don't butcher people's name. And also, the battle pet stones. For example, the level 25, the rare stone, or the +1. Okay, I've sold many toys. I still am in search of some of them, except the old Legion Invasion pre-patch toy that one could get. Oh, very good strategy. Gather them up, sell them, make a ton. But one of the things, a lot of people get the idea, well, you know, you get the level 25 battle pet stone or the rare battle pet stone and you can't sell them, but you can. And here's how. Advertise in trade chat that you have a stone, a pet stone, that you want to sell. Someone's bound to message you and say, hey man, you cannot sell that. It's BOP. That's when you explain to them that you're not selling the stone, but you're selling the use of the stone. Okay, and then they can trade you a pet. For example, they want to trade you I don't know, a whelpling. They can trade you that pet in group. You automatically boost it to 25 or make it rare, whatever your stone does, and you can sell that to them for, usually I sell the 25 boost for between 5 and 10,000 gold. I sell the rare between 4 and 5, and the +1 for 1,000 gold. And welcome back, Robin. Good to see you made it back tonight. Very good. I'm happy to see you back. We've just been going over some things here that we are stockpiling to prepare for battle for Azeroth. Now, and I'm gonna mention one here, but most people are going to laugh at. They're going to think I've lost my mind, I'm crazy, there's just no way that this is going to make you any gold, and it's going to lose you gold. Wrong. Okay, let me show you why I say this. If you go to a vendor, and let's say you buy a mining pick. Okay, a mining pick. When you buy this pick, you can buy it from the vendor for 16 copper. You can put it on the auction and sell it for 22 gold. Now, I know a lot of people would think, why in the world would anybody do that? The reason they buy them from the auction, sometimes they may not know that they can get it from a vendor. Sometimes they're in a hurry. They need to get this, and they need to get things done, or they just quite frankly don't care. They would rather go buy one from the auction house. Okay, you can sell that item for 22 gold, and you can sell it repeatedly over and over. The blacksmithing hammer. blacksmith hammer sells for 10 gold, and you buy it for 3 copper. So you're turning copper into gold by going out and buying items that you know people are going to need for their profession, and going from there to the auction house to sell it. Now, if you, let me see here, I'm hoping that somebody's got one up where I can show you another one. And this is the little chest, I guess is what I'm going to call it, that a jewel crafter, whatever you want to call it, uses. And they sell very, very well. And nobody has one on the auction house right now, but you can definitely sell them very easily. Usually I sell mine for between 20 and 25 gold. So definitely, that is another very good way of making gold. A lot of people argue that it's not ethical, that it's not nice, because you're selling an item that you're picking up for a few copper, and you're selling it for 10 or 12 gold, 20 gold, whatever. But in the end, you're not making that person pay or buy that. You're just providing a service. You're buying low, selling high. Also, how many of you have seen the mailboxes at, like, on your in your garrison? Okay, I think it's called Molly or something of that nature. It's a portable mailbox. And I'm not finding one now. You can buy the portable mailbox from your garrison for like 5 gold, I believe it is, or even less. I think it might be 1 gold or 2 gold. Now, the only bad part is you can only buy one at a time. But you can turn that around, put it in your bank, and you can have as many as you want in your bank. Sell them, and you'll make about 50 to 75 gold per mailbox, because that's a mailbox that anybody can use. They don't have to be an engineer. They don't have to be a specific, profession or anything. They can sell it, or they can use it rather. So definitely, it is worth doing. Okay, and also, how many of you plan on doing the rocket shoes and slow fall potions, water walking like Mr. Mask mentioned earlier, water breathing potions, things of that nature? Because, well, let me show you here. I'm just typing in water. I'm going to consumables and potion. Okay, saltwater potion increases all damage done by 30% for 12 seconds. That's a good one, but not what we're looking for. And obviously, nobody's going to have it up. Okay. Let's just look at it that way. Okay, there we go. Elixir of water walking. 29 gold. Be water walking elixir from Draenor. 97 gold. So they do sell, and they sell very well. Now the rocket shoes, that is also another good one. Okay. Wow, I can't believe people are still selling the mecha blast rocket and putting them up. But anyway, the rocket shoes. If you've not had any of those, they are very, very fun to play around with, and they can help you get from point A to point B very, very quick. I'm not seeing any on the auction house. Now, the great part here is a lot of people would look and say, well, I'm not seeing, okay, gun shoes. I was calling them rocket shoes, my bad. They attack guns to your feet, propelling you forward. Okay, so right now you can get 5 of them for 264 gold. Or 52 gold each. Very, very, very good investment. I would definitely suggest getting a good supply of them. Maybe, I don't know, 10 stacks of 100 or 10 stacks of 200, and go on from there. Now, before we go on, I do want to take a few minutes to welcome anyone who has joined us late, and also if you've joined late, be sure to go on back, and after this is over, obviously I don't want you to leave now to go back and watch what's, or whatever, but obviously watch it later again so that you can catch up on anything you missed. Now, at this point, does anyone have any questions? Anything you want me to give a little more detail on? If so, just let me know. And also, one other thing, and what time any of you are putting your questions up, I'll go ahead and put this out. Stone. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, why in the world would you sell things that most people are going to sell to the vendor and move on? Well, for example, this stone here, the rough stone, right now is a total of 94 copper for 41. 94 or 98 copper per. Okay. Now I can buy that, keep a few stacks of it handy. If it don't sell, it ain't no great big loss. But in Battle for Azeroth, everybody's going to be wanting your older materials. Why? Because they're going to want to level, and they're going to need it quick. Now, a lot of people have misunderstood how the professions are going to work. I know at first I did. Okay, I thought, well, you're going to just get to 100, and that's going to be that. Everything's going to be learned, and you're going to be ready to make everything in the game. No. What that means is you're going to have a ability to go to 100, and I've heard that it may go as high as 150, but I've not confirmed that myself yet. But you're going to be able to go to 100 that I know of in Battle for Azeroth. Then, if you're going to want to make anything from, let's say, vanilla, whether it be potions, transmog items that you're wanting to sell, whatever, you're going to need to go back to vanilla and learn the vanilla recipes. And you can only do that by leveling from 1 to 100 in vanilla. To do that, you're going to need vanilla materials. For example, ore, stone, leather, that kind of thing. And it's the same for each and every expansion. Now, let's just take a look here at thick leather. Thick leather right now, a couple months back, well, before the announcement of the profession thing, the thick leather was selling for not even a gold. And right now they are selling for 3 gold and 48 silver, 22 copper. Okay, a stack of 200 of these, if anybody has a stack of 200 up, well, this is as close as we're going to get. A stack of 158 is selling for 941 gold. This kind of materials are easy to get, and they're going to be easily sold. So definitely stockpile up on that stuff. Okay, let me pop back over and see if anybody's put any questions up. It is. You can definitely do that. You can sell vendor items. For example, the hammers, the mining pick, skinning knife. If you have people sell a lot of stuff that you would not think of. Let me take and see if one of my favorites is up. Simple wood. Okay, simple wood. Here you go. You can buy this item at the vendor for 9 copper. You can sell this item for 1 gold, 15 silver, and 0 copper. So you're getting more than triple, or well, even more than that. You're getting a 1,000% increase on your what you paid for it, and you buy this from a vendor. Oddly enough, it says on most of the items that it can be bought from a vendor. So it is something that you can definitely do. A lot of people don't think it's ethical. They don't want to do it. But yes, you can do it, and you can make a lot of gold doing it. Now, another thing that I would highly suggest is the rare bait that you have now. How many of you have seen the rare bait that you get from fishing in Legion? Okay. Let me see here if I can find any of them. I'm not even sure what they're called. Okay, here we go. You can get, for example, even the older ones, the ones from Pandaria, are 10 gold. You know, ones from Warlords are 10, 10 gold plus. But if you get the ones that are from this expansion, let me just click on that. Okay, and here we go. Wow. Okay, I don't see any of them either. But I do believe I have one of them in my bag, or in my bank, I should say. Okay. And let's see. And if you're noticing what I've got in my guild bank, this bank is something that I more or less pile everything in until I can sort it and send it to my other more centralized guild banks. Okay, probably over here. Now also, Spirit of Harmony still sells great. A Spirit of Harmony on my server is 400 gold. You can sometimes sell it for a lot more. But 400 gold for one. Now also the butter, Muskin butter that you get from the cooking vendor, you can sell, you buy them for 12 gold or 12 silver, sell them for 7 gold. Very, 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 very profitable. And they do sell very well. Okay, it must be on another tune, but I have the bait. But anyway, even the bacon. Look at this bacon. You can vendor it. Obviously, this is not an item you can buy from a vendor, but it's from one of your world quests. They sell to the vendor for 3 silver, and please don't ever sell to the vendor, because you can sell it right now on my region or on my server for 40 gold each. And at one point I have sold them as high as 200 gold each. So definitely very profitable. Check back over. Okay, so looks like we had I don't know if it was a YouTube blip or what, but it looks like we did have quite a few people drop out all at once. Hopefully they'll make it back. But I'm not sure who we have with us at the moment. Definitely. 40 gold is a lot of profit for an item like that. You know. Also, have you ever? Now I believe you said last night, but you play mainly a horde player. So let me take you and show you a little something different. Okay, what's this? Oh, okay. I didn't even know the event had started yet. I guess I'm falling behind. But as I'm sure you've seen, this guy here, Black's Bottle Rocket. You can buy these items here. Now, yes, they are BOP for the most part. But the Red War Fuel, it's not BOP, and it does sell. Almost 1,500 gold. Okay. The air rifle ammo, it sells. And as you can see here, at the moment it's selling for 7,526 gold. The vendor is getting a little bit impatient and won't stand still. This pet, or this toy here, the Goblin Thrashing Racer Controller, you can buy it for 8 gold. Okay, it is a BOP, but it's still a fun item to have. Okay, the Blue War Fuel sells for 1,572 gold. So you can go to your different vendors and pick up items for nearly nothing and sell them on the auction house. In fact, that's what I typically do when I'm starting a brand new character. You know, if I'm going on a different server and I only have a few gold. But this is how I get started. Pop back over. Sell a dungeon boost or a new in the market, but it's slow. Okay, definitely, and you know, I'm glad you mentioned that. You can sell these dungeon runs, and you can also sell carries for, like, for example, a raid. You know, if you have somebody that wants to go to, for example, we're going to say the Siege of Orgrimmar. Sell a run, sell a carry. If your character's, you know, very well geared, you're going to be able to go through and carry somebody very, very easily. Okay, and you're going to be able to carry them and make a lot of gold doing it. Now, one thing I definitely always tell people is, if they're wanting to buy a run from me, they're wanting me to go ahead and run them through, for example, I don't know, Molten Core, for example. They want me to run them through Molten Core. I definitely will run them through Molten Core. But one thing that you always need to tell people, that way it's up front and nobody can say that you're being dishonest, always tell them, if you're going in for the gear, I cannot and will not guarantee that you get the gear you want. If you're just going in because you want to, you know, run, or you're wanting to get points, you know, extra experience points, then I'm your person, let's go. But always make sure that you tell them that you cannot guarantee that they get the gear they want, or the mount, or whatever it is they're after. Because if not, I've seen people get reported. Literally, I have seen people get reported, and Blizzard then comes on the scene, gets involved, and tells them, oh, you got to give the gold back because this person says that you agreed to making sure they get this item. You're made to give your gold back. You've lost your time. There you go. So always make sure that they know, no matter what, that you cannot guarantee any certain drop. Do you or have you in the past sold or stockpiled the patterns, recipes, plans for different professions? And if you've not, you definitely are going to want to start doing that. The reason being, let me show you here. If you go and head on over to the auction house, and you type in recipe, there are a lot of them coming up. Recipe, transmute undeath to water. 999,999 gold. 90 and let's see. In other words, gold cap. Now that's a silly thing for anybody to try to sell at that cost. But you can sell these items. Now, the reason why they're going to sell so well is this. Again, people are going to want to learn everything that each expansion has, so they can go and sell that item. Okay. For example, let me see here. Okay, I'm going to have to go over to a different character, but I'm going to log over to my druid, and I'll show you what the druid can do. Now, the druid is my blacksmith. Okay? And with him being my blacksmith, it makes it a lot easier, because in Battle for Azeroth, this may be something you didn't know, but in Battle for Azeroth, you can mine and pick herbs while on a mount. It's not something you have to go out and buy like it was in Legion. It's automatically built in. Okay, you don't have to dismount. You can run up, mine, herb, and go on. The only thing that you cannot do, I believe, that way is skinning. I don't believe skinning is even a possibility that way. But yes, also, Mr. Mask, if you have, or anybody else in the stream has any kind of questions, feel free to pop them up. Definitely a very good point. The Sulfuron Hammer, a legendary blacksmith item from back in vanilla, back in Molten Core, and it's people are still wanting this. They still buy this very, very well, and even with the new ones, even with the new legendaries, people will still buy the hammer. Now, let me just go ahead and bring up. Wow. Okay, this character, I've got some profession leveling to do on him. I was more interested, though, to be honest with you, in getting him to max level, and now I can work on that. Now, for example, and I'm just going to show you a few items here, but older items. Let's say weapons. Okay, Lionheart's Champion Reborn. Now, this is a very cool looking item. If you've not seen it, here it is. Very cool looking item. Right now, they are selling for 102,000 gold. 102,000 gold. And all it takes is lightning steel ingot times 10, 6 living steel, 6 spirit of harmony, and the light blade reborn. Okay, now the light blade, or line blade reborn, rather. Okay, here it is. And all you need here is 5 of the lightning steel ingot, 3 living steel, and 3 of the spirit of harmony. So once you get these things done, you can make a lot of gold. Now, just this item here, you can sell it for almost 50,000 gold. So if somebody comes along, they don't want to make this, they buy it from you, they pay you 50,000, they flip it, make it into the epic version, and sell it for 102,000 gold. They've doubled their profit, and you've made good gold as well. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are going to be wanting. They're going to be wanting the stuff from older expansions. Now, if you've got a pattern for an item that is an old item, now if you and I know that this is going to sound weird to a lot of people, but do you remember the Thistle tea from vanilla, where you could get the pattern, or the recipe rather, and it was not a BOP item. You could sell it. It was BOE. Okay. Now, once you sold or got that item, you could sell it back then. Because anybody could make the thistle tea. It didn't have to be a rogue. Anybody could. And it was a good profit. But now, that recipe now, the BOE version, is extremely rare and extremely expensive. You can sell it for a lot of gold. For example, let's take a look here. And I'm just going to type in thistle tea. Okay, now the tea itself is selling for 25 gold. Or 23 gold each. But if you had the recipe, let's type in recipe. And just our luck, none is up. Now, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they come in, they're like, oh man, there's none up. And I don't know what to sell mine for. If there's none up, and you know that item typically sells for, I don't know, let's say 20,000 gold. Literally, you can sell it for 20,000 gold. Or you can sell it for 40,000 gold, because you're the only one selling it at that moment. You don't have to worry about what other people are selling it for, because you have no competition. So definitely, always make sure that you know how much competition you've got. And if you've got a lot of competition, you may want to hold on to the item. I've held on to some of the items that I have for many, many years. Have you ever wondered about the haunted memento from, I believe it was the launch of, I want to say, Burning Crusades. Now, that one item, it was only available at the launch of Burning Crusades. It was not available at any other time. You couldn't buy it from a vendor or anything of that nature. It was an item that, in all honesty, I think they thought was going to fall flat. It was not going to be anything that anybody wanted or anybody would want to keep. But it is. Look at this item. Haunted Memento. I'll narrow it down here. That way it only shows me 87,000. Let me rephrase that. 877,500 gold. And all this item does, and it's unique, it's a little toy. All it does is have a ghost follow you around. But it sells. So anytime you have an item, if you have an item or you've got a guild bank or your bank and you've not went through it in a while and cleaned things out, go to your guild, go to your bank. Now, obviously, if you're not the guild master or it's not your personal guild bank space, don't go and be that guy that steals from the guild, because if you do, Blizzard may just close your account. But go to your personal bank, check it out. If you have items that you're not sure if they're worth anything, go to Undermine Journal. It's called the underminejournal.com. Go to it, type in the item, it'll tell you exactly what it's worth. You'll have to select your realm. and it'll tell you exactly what that item is worth. If it's worth a lot of gold, obviously save it and sell it. But if it's not and you want to clear your bank space, go ahead, sell it to a vendor or delete it if you want. But definitely it is worth looking into. Now, again, is there any questions that anybody has? Anything you want to know? Anything you want me to give a little more detail about? Anything at all? And also, while you're thinking up your questions or you're typing those out, I did want to go into a few things here. We are going to be having merchandise. We are going to have merchandise for the channel. If you're a very hardcore supporter of the channel, here in the next few days, before the weekend ends, there'll be a link that goes into each and every video I have that will send you to the store. You can go to the store, you can buy hats, shirts, cups, what have you, and it'll have the Hulk logo and so on it. And yes, the volatile air, the primal air, primal water, primal fire, primal earth, all of these items will sell great. Right now, I'm not sure exactly how much they are at the moment, but we'll find out. Here we go. Primal Fire is almost 500 gold. I take that back. Almost 700 gold. Primal Water is 500 gold. Primal Air is 800 to 900 gold each, and Primal Earth is 30 to 50 gold each. Now that's a very cheap one. Now also the volatile air is 22 gold right now. Volatile, let's see, volatile water, 22 gold. Volatile fire, 20 gold. And volatile earth, 11 gold. So right now those are not selling the best, but if you mouse over it, and I use Trade Skill Master, if you mouse over it, you'll see that they do typically sell for about 20 gold each. So it does seem to be a very fair item to sell. Okay, now let me go ahead and check the chat, see if there's any questions. Okay. Now, also, as I was saying, if you're a hardcore supporter of the channel, in the very near future, you'll be able to buy t-shirts, hoodies, hats, cups, you name it, with the Hulk logo on it, and those items will be available through the link that will be started being put in each and every video I do. And also, I don't know if you guys have been using Patreon or anything, but I know a lot of the channels, for example, Asmongold, he has Patreon. I believe Pyromancer has Patreon, and so on. But what if you were thinking about being a Patreon? What special reward would you want? Some people do the special access to the creator. Okay, for example, uh, you're wanting something and you need help finding this item. Personally, I'm never going to be one who charges for the content that I put out on YouTube. But it does help to have Patreon, I guess. It's something I'm toying with. So, what are your thoughts on that? Okay, which is your favorite place to farm? Well, right now, I would have to say, if I was farming transmog, I would have to say Oldham over in Badlands. If I was farming a material, I would have to say for ore, ghost iron ore, and that of course is over in Pandaria. I mean, you can't walk 5 feet without running into a node of ghost iron ore, so it is very profitable. Also, petroleum, if you find it, it's going to sell very good. So that's one thing. If you're talking about like in general for raw gold, I like to farm the older content. I go to BlackRock and I hit the raid. I hit the black molten core and blackwing layer and stuff like that. I love to hit the older content because not only are you going to get good material to sell, but you can also sell a lot of it for pretty decent gold on a quick turnaround. But are you looking for a specific farm? For example, a specific item that you're wanting to farm? If so, let me know and maybe I can help you find a location that's good for you. And also, if you're interested, I've been toying with the idea of possibly later on in this stream or maybe tomorrow doing some basically leveling characters. Okay, because I don't know if you noticed, but I do have a few that are not 110 yet, and that's driving me crazy. I've always been one who enjoys having all my characters at max level before the expansion because it's ready to go straight into the new stuff and start making gold. So I've been thinking about leveling characters in either this stream or maybe tomorrow, whichever, and also making sure that all of my professions are 800. Now, what profession do you use mostly? Are you and what armor do you use? Are you a plate wearer, cloth, leather, mail? What do you use? And the reason I'm bringing this up, if you, for example, I've seen some people, they're plate wearers, and on that plate wear they have a tailor. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I always try to go with a skill that my character can actually use when as I'm leveling up. Okay, obviously my warrior is not going to need anything from a tailor, other than maybe a cloak. Very good strategy. That's what I do myself, and also the reason I said this, you definitely want to have all of your characters with 800 on the before the expansion on your professions. And one of the most profitable, I believe, going forward on the professions is going to be inscription. I believe that inscription is definitely going to be one of the most profitable. And the reason being, you can sell older glyphs. For example, people that are coming back, they're still leveling, they need that item or that glyph in order to make their character do better. Okay, now you're into the new content and you need new glyphs. You're always going to have people rebuying glyphs. They're always going to want new glyphs. And new glyphs are going to sell like hotcakes. I've seen some of them sell a couple hundred or maybe even a couple thousand gold each. Let's take a look here just for the heck of it. Go to glyphs, and I'm going to hit price. We have the glyph of Crimson Shell, and they are selling for 2,588 gold. Then you have the Shadow Succubus, and it is 6,398 gold. So these things do get expensive, and I mean, it don't take much to make a glyph, and literally it takes like one silver to post it. So you're posting an item that's going to potentially make you 7,000 to 8,000 gold, and or more, and it's costing you a copper to post. So even if you have to post that same glyph 10, 12, 15, 20 times, you're only out like 20 silver at most. So it definitely is worth doing. So at this time, does anyone have any questions that they want to pop up there for me to take a look at, see if I can get you an answer, and maybe help you out in some way? Also, guys, how often would you like to see live streams? I mean, obviously this week I'm doing live streams yesterday, today, tomorrow, and Saturday. But how many on a typical weekly basis? How much would you like to see the stream? 1 time a week? 2 times a week? What? I mean, I'm not going to guarantee that I'll always do a live stream every time. Like every week or whatever, 5, 6 times a week, whatever. Because it does take a lot of preparation and it can get very hard to hard to do if you're uh, especially if you're doing an extended one of 3-4 hours at a time. Okay, I've gotten so many characters. Place. Okay. Well, you took the message down before I could read it. But as I said, any questions before we move on? Because oh, okay, great, great. That's what I like to hear. I like to be able to answer your questions. Sometimes, I'm able to answer a question without even knowing I did because it's just it happens. But I'm going to do something here a little different tonight. I cannot remember which one of my characters is the I have set up as the inscriptionist. I think it's my shaman. Let me take a look. Pretty sure it is. If it is, we're going to find out if he is, what level of inscription he is. And we're going to power level him as much as possible tonight. We're going to see just how far we can get him. If we can get him to 800, then we're going to see just how much gold we can make crafting tonight, put it on the auction house, and tomorrow we'll see just how much gold we make. But okay, so at this time, apparently my character, I logged into this one at the Dark Moon Fair the last time, and since Dark Moon Fair is not in town, it's already kicked me back out. I'm thinking it'll kick me, okay, it did. It kicked me over to the staging area. But let's just check. Okay, I've got Herbalism 800 and Inscription 800 on this character. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and take a look at Inscription. Now I do have an add-on here. It tells me crafting cost of, for example, different things. Now this add-on, I don't know. I think it's totally off because there's no way that I can make a tome of Tranquil Minds for 32 silver. It's not happening. The pigment for this item is, if you buy that on the auction house, is 61 gold each. So let's see. So we know that we have Inscription and Herbalism. We're going to make a more or less a cheat sheet here. I know that my warrior is a jewel crafter at 800, miner at 800, and I'm going to go ahead and write this down. Okay. Now also, what time I am on this character before I move on to the next one, I do want to show you a little thing, a little something here. Okay. Okay, I could have swore I had my own guild set up on this one. I guess I don't. So that is another thing that you can always do. Be sure to go to each and every one of your characters, and if you see that it don't already have a a guild bank, you know, now obviously if you're in a guild and you're enjoying the company, you're in that guild for, you know, more than just a place to hang out, then I'm not telling you to leave the guild and create one of your own. But definitely the storage will come in handy. Okay, so let's go ahead and log on over to, let's start with my hunter. Now, I want to get your opinion on this. I am very seriously considering changing my hunter over to a goblin, changing him from an orc to a goblin, and the reason being, as an orc, I have to go to town to get my bank. As a goblin, I can bring up my own guild bank or my bank, my personal bank, at any time I want. Okay, so it's going to help in being able to post different things. Okay, so let me know your opinion on that. What you think? And okay, on this one I am engineering 800 and skinning. Now the great part is, I don't think, you know, a lot of people are very upset and very confused right now. They fully believe that when Battle for Azeroth goes live, you're going to just go from 800 to down to 100 and that's it, or maybe even all the way down to 0, and that's not going to happen. Okay, it's not. If Blizzard did that, they would have so many people pissed off that you would not even want to see the trouble they would have. So I honestly think that people are going to maybe drop down to 100, okay, and then you're going to need to learn all of the stuff from the older content. Or maybe if you've been around for a while and you've learned things from the older content, maybe it unlocks that. I'm not sure how that will work just yet. You know, I've been thinking about that. At one time, I had a good 20% or more of my characters as a goblin, and then all of a sudden, I guess you could say I had a lapse of common sense and went ahead and changed over. Okay, so looks like I'll be making a new bag, hex weave, and I make the bag and then I put them away. I don't sell the bag right now, and I know a lot of people will tell you, sell it now, you know, that way you know you're going to get something out of it. Not, I don't think that's a smart idea. Okay, and where are we? Hmm. I know it's here. Also, one of the other things I would highly suggest doing is if you can make the hex weave cloth, like for example here, I can craft that, and I'm going to, and it gave me 20 hex weave cloth. Well, now I'm that much closer to making a new bag. I have a total of 68. Tomorrow, when I come over to this character, I'll make a new bag. So go ahead and do that. And also, you may want to stock up now on your sumptuous fur. It's now, I mean, it's not selling for very much at all. Right now it's selling for 5 gold each. I have a custom buy price of 93 silver each. But definitely that's a way of making some gold. Now, one thing I did want to go over, and let me see if I can find that the item I was talking about earlier, the one that has a mailbox. No, it's not on this one. Okay, I'll have to go on a different character to show you that. But anyway, you can. It's a portable mailbox that works for anybody, anytime, anywhere. Okay. And let me go ahead and show you my guild bank. Now this is just on my tailor. As you can see, I'm stockpiling up on the older items. The older cloth. And some bags. Also, Swift Spring Strider mount. A very, very, very good investment. Right now, I bought these items. I bought 2 of them at, it shows that I paid here 15,000 gold for one. Okay. I can sell that item right now on the auction house for right at 40,000 gold. So it definitely is a very profitable item to have. Now the only thing is, you can only have one on you at a time unless you put them in the in a guild bank or something like that. So we know that this character I need to work on. I'll write that down. And let me go ahead and pop over to live chat. Okay, let's see. What is your best farm for the sorceress earth to make the hexweave bags? Personally, I don't even remember how that comes about, to be honest with you. When back in Warlords of Draenor, I had literally 5 guild banks completely full of sorceress earth. I had sorceress earth, sorceress air, fire, all of them. I had every sorceress stone or sorceress item that they had, and I sold a lot of them. I sold every one I could get my hands on except for the sorceress earth. Now I can look up, hold on a minute, I'll find out where you can farm those. Okay. I'm looking here at a web page, well, Wowhead, and Wowhead says that, hold on, comments. Okay, you can get the earth through blacksmithing, your work orders, and you can also get it from inscription, jewel crafting, and leather working on your work orders. So definitely that would be your best bet on how to get it. Right now, if I need some, I just go to the AH, buy them, use them, and keep going. But let's go ahead and hop on over to. We've already done that one, and we know my druid is going to need some major help. But let's see. I got to keep an eye on which ones I need to level him with. Now, my idea, and a lot of people are not with me on this. They disagree, totally disagree, and they think there's no need in having one of every profession, and that's where I totally disagree. Okay, the reason I want one of every profession is so that if I'm on my plateware and I want to go and create armor, I can log over to my druid, which is a blacksmith and a miner, and go ahead and make that armor. If I need bags, log over to my tailor, make the bags. And it's just more or less, it was my way of, when I first started, of trying to make sure that I'm not paying anybody else to do something that I could do for myself. And then after I done, got everything where I wanted it, this was back 4 or 5, what about 3 expansions ago. And one of my friends said, with all that you have already max level, man, you can definitely make some serious go. And then it dawned on me, he's right. If you have one of everything, you can literally use all the materials that you get. Okay, you get materials on your druid, and the materials are needed on your, let's say, your rogue. Log on over to your rogue, have it in the mail, go ahead and start crafting things. It's a lot easier and a lot more profit. Okay. So, Mr. Mask, are you interested in you said that you do transmog. Do you go to the auction house, find the transmogs cheaper, buy them, flip them? Or do you actually go out and run the older content and get your transmogs? Okay. Check back over what time I'm waiting to land. Everybody must be out uh, having a good time tonight, or they just not got home from work or whatever, because tonight is definitely not the turnout we had last night. But hey, we'll keep going, even if it's just one or two people. You know, we will keep going. Okay, you do run older content, never really go for reselling. Okay. What if you had to pinpoint one dungeon that you find to be the most profitable for you, the most profitable for all the way around, raw gold, items, the whole 9 yards, what dungeon or raid would you say that would be? Okay, wow, this character does not even have a profession. That's totally odd. Hmm. I'll have to remedy that for sure. Look at the priest next. Okay, so at this point, for me, I would have to say, if I had to pinpoint one dungeon or one raid that has give me the most profit on runs in general, I would have to say Oldham for a dungeon, and Firelands as a raid. Firelands just has so many drops, so many drops. You can get mounts, and in general, it's just a very good dungeon to run. Okay, so I need a little bit of work on my lever working. And skinning on this. Okay, now, also what time I'm here, let me show you what I've got in this bank. As you can see, I've got a lot of fiendish leather. Light leather, medium or savage, medium, exotic, rugged, medium, hide, cured light hide, boring leather, thick hide, light hide, heavy hide, crystalline leather, knot hide, heavy leather, thick leather, bell hide, and then I've also got a nice supply of, or started a nice supply rather, of the dragon scales. Those I do believe will sell very well in the coming months. Go ahead and pop over. Okay. I usually go to Blackrock Depths. It's a huge dungeon. That it is. And personally, when I run it, I do the whole dungeon just like we used to back in the day before people started cutting it down and only going to certain areas. I like to do the whole dungeon when I go. Okay, and has much of the old crafting ingredients, and at times you can get those expensive greens. Very good point. And occasionally the recipes for some armor. Um, if raids, I go to Bastion of Twilight for the lucky pet drop, and also Firelands for the raw gold. Seems like me and you have definitely got a lot of the same views on places to get good gold. Have you done the Oldham raid or Oldham dungeon over in Badlands lately? And the reason I'm curious is so many people totally overlook the, the possibility of that dungeon being worth even doing. And it has so much potential. If you get the Miner's Hat of the Deep, my friend, you just made gold cap. I have seen people log in, go find that on a different server, somebody is selling the Miner's Hat of the Deep. What do? They do a transfer, and they contact that person, and they buy the Miner's Hat of the Deep. And then they transfer back as soon as they can. But they will transfer in order to buy that item. So, it is definitely worth it. Now, if you look here on my Paladin, let's see if anybody has said anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop on over to the game. Okay. Wow, another one without a profession. I see money signs already. Okay, and in his personal bank, it's a bunch of idle stuff, in all honesty, that I should have got rid of already to make room for the other stuff. But here we go. In my guild bank, I have Golden Clover, Peace Bloom, Rain Poppy, Frost Lotus, Dream and Glory, Khadgar's Whiskers, Lich Bloom, Silverleaf, Strangle Kelp, and this is something that is very, very profitable, because I do believe that's what's needed for Thistle Tea. That and Swift Thistle, I believe. Well, I know it is. Twilight Jasmine, Earthroot, Mage Royal, Bellweed, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, even your Starlight Rose Dust, save it. It will sell. And then over here, of course, we have the newer herbs for the most part. Now, also, one thing I do recommend is to clean out your bank if it's something that you know you're not going to need going forward, or whatever, and it's not something that's going to sell very well. Go ahead and get rid of it. Make room. So, just my opinion on that. So, next. Next we have... Let's take a look at my transmog character. Obviously, I'm going to be bounced from this one because I'm in the Dark Moon Fair, was where I was logged in, laced with this character. I've done Oldham dungeons, yes, and some mogs do drop there at occasion. With food that gives extra speed per kill, makes the dungeon not that long. And using the training grounds for the teleport in and out dungeons makes it so short. It is, and one thing. Now I'm just curious here. Do you, when you go to Oldham, do you open the graves? Because a lot of people will bypass them. They will not open the grave. They think it just slows them down or whatever, but it's not worth it. Personally, I disagree. I think it's well worth it because a lot of the stuff that's there, it just is easier. So, what are your thoughts on that? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... But training grounds, is that trick still working? Because I was under the impression that the training grounds being able to be used in that way was taken out already. If it still is working, though, I would greatly appreciate knowing, because I think that would be a great thing. I know that would be a great thing to use, in fact. Right, right. I mean, that's me. I always do the graves each and every time I go in. They don't take that long, and I love the stair steps. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, man. I appreciate that. I'll definitely be using that. Okay, let's see here what my skills are on this one. I am alchemy 800 of 815. Okay. Mark this down. Okay, so let's go ahead and head on over to the guild bank on this character. This is one that I wanted to definitely show you, since you are into a lot of transmogs. I actually got into transmogs in a very weird way. A friend of mine had been into the transmogs ever since it started. He was gathering transmogs every day, making, thousands of runs and getting tons and tons and tons of items. Well, he decides that a friend of his told him about the guild, or about the game Star Wars, Star Wars, the Old Republic, and he wanted to try it. So he did. When he tried it, he got hooked. So he left WoW, and he gave me all of his transmog items. So as you can see here, I've got a lot of different items that I'm going to try to sell again when Battle for Azeroth opens. And what I don't sell, I'll either pop on and then sell. That way I have it in my wardrobe. But definitely the transmog items are profitable. I mean, sometimes you can sell them for very, very, very high amounts of gold. I even had one time a person come to me and wanted to buy wanted to trade me a mount for one of my transmog items. And when I found out what mount, he wanted to trade me the Minion of Grumpus. Well, the Minion of Grumpus, as I showed you earlier, Minion of Grumpus will sell for anywhere from 75 to 150, sometimes 200,000 gold. So definitely, I'm going to take him up on that offer. And it made me a lot of gold. Just to be honest, it did. Now, do you play a Death Knight at all? Because the Death Knight, I guess you could say it being the first hero class. Let me get my ink here. I dropped it. It being the first hero class that come out. Obviously, everybody I think made one. Some of them still have it. Some don't. And with me, my Death Knight, I love. I don't play him as much as I used to. I don't know why. It's just I guess you could say I burned out on it. You know, I was playing him pretty well non-stop for quite some time, and finally I said enough. You know, I'm done, and I played my hunter. So, okay, well, just curious. You said except for priests and warlocks. Is there a reason you don't play with priests and warlocks? I know myself, I play a priest, but when I do, I play a shadow priest. I don't do the holy priest or any of that, simply because I cannot stand it. It's not something I can do. The healing part is not something I can do. So it's not. But did Rutger say what was going on? I mean, the emergency. I mean, I'm hoping nobody got hurt or anything. I know he left in a very, very, very big hurry. Wow, I got some mail here I need to clear out before it goes away. Oh yeah, I definitely need to clear this out. And that is another lesson learned. Don't ever go more than a month without checking your mail. You'll lose items every time you turn around. Sometimes Blizzard will be nice enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and replace those. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on for you and give you your items back, your gold, whatever. And sometimes they won't. And partly the reason why they don't at times is you have people who abuse it. They do it all the time, and then they get on live stream or they get on a video and they tell people, hey, this is how you do it. You know, just come up with a sad story and a sob story, and Blizzard will do this for you, and it ruins it for people who legitimately made a boo-boo and didn't do it. He works at a hotel, so emergencies do happen at different times. Well, I'm glad, but you know, hopefully nobody got hurt. I know that at hotels a lot of crazy stuff can happen. So let's see. Wow. Oh, and here is an item that I wanted to discuss: the Thug Vest. that one item in itself is very, 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 very profitable. You can make a ton of gold on it. It was the one that, now I know that they have a newer version now, but this is the one that everybody got on their new characters that they created back in vanilla. Okay, if you created a rogue, I think it was, or whatever, that was what you got. That was your starting gear. And to put it bluntly, people would delete it. And now the item is more, it sells for a lot of gold. And people don't find them very easy, in all honesty, because they sell out very quick. Now, also, what about the pocket bell spreader? Have you ever sold any of those, or do you sell any of those? Because right now on my server, it shows that the pocket bell spreader is selling for 33,328 gold, which is that's a lot of gold for one item at least. You know, I mean, I'm looking here and I have a total of 12 of these. So if you sell 12 of them, that's a lot of gold. And for the life of me, I can't even remember where I got this from. I believe it was, I know it was during the Legion pre-launch, but I can't remember what we had to do to get it. I'm definitely going to have to go through this guild and set it up a little bit better, a little bit easier. Also, the Bindle's Looter Ring, they still sell. If you have any of those, or the Living Steel Weapon Chain, them things are selling for 4,000 gold each right now. So they definitely are profitable. Okay, go back to the mailbox, and before I do that, pop on over. Okay, the bell spreader, you mean? Or the... Okay. Yeah, but the Looter Ring, I love, and in all honesty, I hope they give us a new one in Burning or Battle for Azeroth. I keep on wanting to call it Burning Crusades. Don't ask, I have no idea, but it's just something, I guess. But in the long run, I think that the Looter Ring was one of the best things that they could have added. I honestly do think that they should have kept it in the game. I do. Have you seen what the bell spreader does? If you've not, I've got one, but I've already learned, and I can show you what it does real quick. Because it definitely is something that is pretty neat. Let me go ahead and bring it up. Toy box. And... okay, pocket bell spreader. Here we go. And this is what it does. Pretty cool effect, I think. It basically turns everything green. So it's pretty cool. first time I seen this thing being used, I was in Ogamar in the bank. Somebody used one, and I started freaking out. I was like, what the crap just happened? Everything went green on me, you know? So, I thought it was a pretty cool little toy. And it is one that a lot of people want. And, yeah, it's just something I thought was pretty cool. Have you seen the toy that makes it snow? If not, let me look at that first. 1 minute. Oh wow, they lowered the cooldown on that. Where is it here? I know I have it. I have a lot of different toys if you can't tell. Okay. Also, the Burning Blade, another little toy that come from Warlords of Draenor, I'm pretty sure it was. And a lot of people are buying them now, too. And for the longest of time, I had 25, 30 of them things, and nobody was buying them. Nobody wanted to buy it. You know, it was like, why? But now they're, for some reason, they want it. Okay. I'm not finding it, but do you have your Doomsayer robe yet? Here's what it does. It makes you into more or less a Doomsayer. And if you've not got it, I can definitely tell you how to get that. Rugger, welcome back, my friend. And hopefully everything is good. I know you left in a little bit of a hurry, and I was just talking with Mr. Mask here, hoping that everything was good on your end. But if either of you do not have the Doomsayer robes, I can tell you very, very easily how to get it. Okay, well, the Doomsayer robes, if you're playing Horde, you're going to go over, let me bring up my map. You're going to go over to Stormwind. And you're going to... do I not have it... I guess I've not been to that area on this character. Let me log to a character here in just a minute, and I'll show you. But definitely, what you're going to do is you're going to go over to Stormwind, and I'll show you on the map here in just a moment. You're going to go to Stormwind. You're going to sneak into a building. Yeah, and you can fly in. Usually, if you do this middle of the night or early morning, very few players are on, and you have no big problems. But you go in, you kill this one NPC. As a matter of fact, I have a video on the channel. One moment, let me try to find that video for you. Okay, hold on 1 minute. I'm finding it on the channel, and that way you have a detailed video on it. because this is something that does go away when Legion ends. Okay, it will go away and it will not be obtainable again. I'm pretty sure until the end of Burning or Battle for Azeroth. There I go again, calling it Burning Legion. So I guess Burning Legion was a very good expansion for me. Okay, so I'm looking here on the channel. Yeah, damn, man, that's bad. Hopefully you didn't have to go too far to the next hotel. Okay. Okay, and I know I've got a video on that topic of getting the Doomsayer robes. Okay, and here it is. It's called Amazing Secret WoW Toy. I'm going to go ahead and post the link for you. Okay, here we go. That will take you straight to it, but if you want to go ahead and do that after the stream, that's fine. Or if you want to go ahead and right click it and bring it up in another window and bookmark it, but that also works. But yeah, it gives you a step by step. It tells you where to go, how to get it. Took me all of about 15 minutes, I want to say. It was not very long at all, and it was quite easy, in all honesty, to go over and do it, because like I said, I did mine in the middle of the night, where nobody was basically around. There was this one guy. He come in at the time on the character I used. I was level 110, but my item level was not the best, and apparently his was a lot higher, because he was able to pretty well wipe the ground with me, along with his buddies. So long story made short, it definitely is worth getting. Okay, I'm trying to clear the bank, or the mailbox, before I leave this tune. Sorry about that. I don't want to take a chance on losing a lot of my stuff. Now, also, one thing here, if you have any of the Void Satchels or Void Shrouded Satchel, be sure not to delete those. Sell them. You will get some good gold. I've been selling them for about 5,000 gold each. Back in the day, I was buying them from people left and right. I think I had over 100 of them, and I bought all 100 of them for less than 1,000 gold. I was buying them very, very, very cheap. Okay, go ahead and pop over to live chat, see what's being said. That's a very good idea. Let me write that down before I forget it. And I definitely don't want to forget that. I have the other suggestions from. Okay, here we go. I'll try to keep everything organized here so I can. My first epic. Okay, so that's definitely, you guys are definitely some of the most awesome subscribers and viewers that are out there. I know because you guys are giving me very, very good tips here on some content that you want to see. And that's what it's all about. I mean, in the long run, it is. If you're not watching it, there's no need in me making it. If you're not happy with it and you don't want to watch it, I would be wasting my time to make it. Also, these here, the Laystone buoy. I don't know if you guys sell those or if you have been stockpiling them. If you've not been stockpiling them, stockpile a bunch of them. And just take my advice here. Stockpile at least, I have 45 right now. 45. I would personally suggest stockpiling at least 50 to 100. And the reason being, well, you know, in Battle for Azeroth, where are we going to be? We're going to be in the water. We're going to be on the water. We're going to have underwater missions. If you get underwater and you start to drown, you pop one of these buoys and you just save your life. So definitely, you know, it is worth it. I personally will be packing a few of them with me as I level in Battle for Azeroth. Okay, popping back over. No offense at all. You know, a lot of people, I've had people come in, Rucker, and tell me, you know, I've had people call me fat. I've had people tell me that I can't speak correctly, that I am stupid, and all this stuff, you know. And here's the thing. Yes, I know that I'm a hillbilly. There's no line there. I'm from the hills of West Virginia. I am who I am. People either like it or they don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about that. Okay? And a lot of people will tell you there's nothing about where you live as to how you pronounce things, but there is. You know, there really is. There's a lot to do with it. And quite frankly, you know, I am who I am. I can't change. Wouldn't if I could. And I do appreciate you both saying that. It definitely makes my day, because I've had more than a few tell me or try to pick apart a comment. Like, I'll say leather. Well, I'm saying leather, and it's obvious that I am. And then they'll say something like lever, Lever, and make fun of it. So it's like, if they have nothing better to do, so be it. That's them. But as one of the subscribers put out there to this person, Well, let me go to your channel. How many videos do you have? Oh, that's right. You don't. And I'm not saying that because I have a video channel that I'm something special. I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm, God Almighty, or but I'm anything special, as we say. But I am what I am. And definitely today it's been one of them days, guys. I have went to, after I logged off of live stream yesterday with you guys. I went to bed, tossed, tumbled, couldn't sleep, and got up. Me and my wife at 4 o'clock this morning, took off, went to. Took my father-in-law to the hospital, 3.5 hours away. Got there at 9 o'clock, seen the doctor, come home, got home like 5 minutes before my stream started, and it's been one of them days. Thank you, What Changes, and welcome to the live stream. Definitely, if you've not already, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you would. It definitely would mean a lot. Okay, exactly. Good attitude. Don't let idiot trolls bother you. You are who you are, and I like your channel. Thank you very, very much. Too many YouTubers try to just get famous, play what is hot, let's look pretty, try to be funny. You feel more relaxed and actually enjoying doing this. I do. I mean, I've always enjoyed the game, and to me, I like helping people. Okay, I enjoy the fact that I know I helped you guys get the Doomsayer robes. I enjoy that. I enjoy the idea of knowing that my videos are something that you guys want to watch. That it's not something that you come on to watch in order to have, just have something to do. You actually want to watch it. And that means a lot. So, I'm almost done with my mailbox. If you could tell, I had not opened my mail in a while. Apparently I've got at least one more opening, but I just don't want the items to be deleted, because like I said, Blizzard at times they're very good about giving you your items back, but they will tell you straight up it's not going to happen again. Don't, just be very careful. Don't let it happen again. And the first time I did that, they ended up helping me out, and I had almost 1 million gold in cells that they returned, and it helped. So I try not to abuse it and have to go back to them and say, hey, I need you to do this again. I know you said one time, but can you do it another? So, but also, like I said, any ideas you guys have on videos, any ideas at all that you want to see, if you want to see it, I want to make it. You tell me what would make you the happiest with the channel. If there's a specific type of video that you see that I'm making that you quite frankly don't care for too well, let me know. If you see a type of video that you would really enjoy seeing a lot more of, and I've not been doing them, let me know. I know that I've already been talking to some different people about lore and one of the videos that I will be making, or maybe even a live stream in the near future about troll lore. I believe it was Rutger that mentioned that he was interested in the lore of the troll. So that is a video or a live stream that I will be doing. And hopefully sooner or later I'll figure out how to carry this live chat over to my tablet so I can see it in game. I have no idea how these other YouTubers have been doing it, unless they have some secret, but I don't. So one of these days I'll get it figured out, and then everything will be so much easier because I won't have to be minimizing the game in order to pop over to live chat. And I don't want any of my viewers to ever think that, hey, he's ignoring me, he's not paying me any attention. I had a question and there's no answer. I don't ever want that. I've been in live chat with different people before and had that happen to me, and it totally stunk. I have a pretty well every character I've got is a bank character. I have only a couple characters that don't have a guild bank. Very good idea. I'll write that down here and we'll have a video about that. Or is that something you was wanting an answer to now? Because if you are, maybe I can answer it now. If not, I'll do a video on the encounter with a GL. You know, it very well may be a second screen. Unfortunately, and that's one thing I'm trying to do, and I don't want to ever make people think that I'm bumming or being a bum or whatever. But I do have like Patreon. Somebody had me set that up. I also have like shirts and stuff that I will be selling. I'm trying to get enough money up to where I can go and buy a more high-powered computer. Because if I can get a more high-powered computer, I can have multiple screens. I can do a lot more different things that will make my videos better and make it better for you guys. But you know, I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you guys, but I'm disabled. Okay, me and my wife both were disabled. My wife is actually in a wheelchair, and we're home. You know, we don't work outside of the home because we are disabled, and quite frankly, that kind of cuts into a lot of the funds that you would have to just go out and say, I'm going to go buy a new computer. But it is a work in progress. You know, it may take a year, it may take 2 years, but sooner or later I'll get a new computer and be able to do better videos and have another screen. So let's see. I'm writing this down. And I'll go ahead and give you a brief overlay of that. I had a 1 GM back when I very first started the game. A friend of mine, or somebody I thought was a friend, had come to me saying, you know what, man, we're guild mates, I need your help, and I'm getting ready to be out of town for a while. I've got a vacation coming up, and I've got to make sure that my account is secure. Can you make sure that you keep an eye on my account? If somebody logs in, you give me a call, please. I said, yeah, I can do that. No problem. So I go ahead and I'm watching the account. He's gone. I have his cell phone and I call him saying, hey, somebody just logged into your account. Was it you? No, was not me. I'm on a cruise. I'm way out in the ocean. It's not me. Okay, well, somebody just logged in as you. And he said, man, I'm going to have to ask you to do me a big favor. Could you log in as me and find out what they took, or if they took anything? Now, mind you, at that time I was not very I had not played the game very long, maybe 6 months or so, and dummy me, yeah, I'll do that. I'll help you out, man. No problem. I logged into his account from my computer, and I got screwed because he was more or less, he set me up. He found out that some things had so-called been missing, and he contacted Blizzard and he said, I believe I know who it was. They logged in on my account, and I want you to put a stop to it. I want you to do something with this person. Well, Blizzard contacts me. I'm in the middle of playing and doing a raid. I believe it was Blackwing Lair, and I get told by the GM that I need to log out. My account has been suspended pending investigation. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would you do this? Why? Well, you're not allowed to log into anyone else's account no matter what. Then I get an email the next morning saying that the account had not been suspended, but banned. Here it is, my very first character, and he's been banned. This is a character I had put a lot of work into, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it's gone. It's deleted. Why? Because I tried to help somebody out, and it was gone. Okay, this person had screwed me up. Well, that was my most horrible experience with a GM. A few days go by, and I keep contacting GMs through the website and so on. And I'm talking to a different GM, and I had escalated up to where I had a manager on the case, and they called me. They said, we need to call you, and we're going to talk this over. I said, okay. Well, they call, and I get told, Mr. Blankenship, here's what we're going to do. If you can prove to us that he told you to log in, if you can prove to us that he told you that, we will reinstate your game. I said, okay. Well, I didn't record a phone call. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold 1 minute. Hello? Yeah. Doing okay? Yeah. Okay. I'll tell her to call you back here in a little bit. Okay, bye. Okay, sorry about that. That was my father-in-law, and he was just calling to check on us and see how my wife was doing and so on. But anyway, I called, or he called me rather, the GM did. And he goes over everything, and I said, well, obviously I don't record phone calls. Yeah, I said, yeah, I don't record phone calls, so how am I going to prove this? He said, is the gentleman online now? I said, yeah, he's online, and I'm chatting with him, but what am I going to do about it? You know, how can I work this? So he said, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you back into the game for just this, you know, for right now. And you start chatting with him and just chat him up, see what he says. Well, I got to talking to the guy, and I said, you know, why in the world did you do me this way? You almost cost me my account. And, you know, why? Why did you do this? And he said, well, man, you are a hunter. I am a hunter. I said, no, I'm a warrior. He said, oh, hell, I done it to the wrong person. Good night, Mr. Mask, and we will talk to you soon. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night. But I said, what do you mean you did it to the wrong person? Oh, I meant to set your brother up. He's the hunter, right? He's the hunter named Torger. I said, yeah, that's him. He said, oh, hell, man, I'm sorry. I meant to set him up, not you. All of a sudden, the GM contacts him and deletes his account, bans him, and fully reinstates my account. Plus, as a bonus for basically helping him figure it out, I got a 2-week extra game time added to my account. So, you know, that one instance was both my worst and best experience with a GM. But I have had other good and bad experiences with GMs, and I'll make a video about that because I think that would be a very, very good video. Any other ideas on a video that you would like to see, or anything of that nature? Have a good night, Mr. Mask. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. You know, like I said, I've got a few videos here. I'm going to do one on troll lore, my favorite quest line throughout the whole game, my favorite place in WoW, where I go to see different things, different scenery, and my favorite, my first epic that I got. And then, of course, the best and worst GM experience. Or I may tweak that and call it good and bad experiences with a GM. So it's going to be one or the other. But are there any other? Do you have any other questions or any other video ideas? Mm-hmm. Yep. Sadly, he didn't drop any loot. And here's the bad part. He was trying to scam. It was a scam. He was trying to scam Blizzard. Okay. He had a different character, and he had mailed his character all the items that he claimed was missing. He literally mailed them to his alt, put them in the bank on his alt, and then reported the account hacked and claimed that I was the one done it. So literally he screwed his own self because of greed. He thought that he was going to be able to get more more out of it, so to speak. He thought they would just blindly replace his items, and that would be that. But well, also, Rutger, is there any dungeons that you would like to see me farm? For example, I'm getting ready to start a farming series where I do 50 runs of every dungeon in the game. Okay? 50 runs of every dungeon. Whether it be a level 5 or a level 10 or a 25 or whatever it may be, I'm going to do at least 50 runs of each dungeon. Then I'm going to make a video on what I got out of that 50 runs, how much gold was made, how much gold value come from that 50 runs. So is there any one dungeon or raid that you would like to... Okay, Stratholme. Okay. You got it. Okay, until the mount drops boosted, friend there once, and the mount drops and lost. Yeah, I've been there myself. I don't even... What is the name of that mount anyway? I cannot remember. I don't even know if I ever did get it. I've got a lot of mounts, but I don't remember if I ever got that one mount or not. But yeah, if you can remind me of the name of that mount, I'll be more than happy, and to see if I've got it here. Because like I said, I don't quite frankly remember. It's been so long. I do farm all the dungeons, but it's been so long since I've been in that one. River Dares Charge. Okay, let me look and see if I've got that one. Okay, apparently I've not. River Dares or Ribbon Dares Death Charger. Okay, so definitely something I'll be farming for, and I will get that done and that video out come early next week, like Monday. Most likely that will be my Monday video. That way I can take the weekend and just relax and do the runs. So that is a goal that I've been... See, one thing I've always wanted to do is have all of the mounts from different dungeons. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have that, but I will. I will do 50 runs, and if that don't drop in 50 runs, I'll do 50 more runs, until we get it. But it definitely is. Now, I'll tell you a mount that I've always wanted, never have been lucky enough to get yet, but hopefully one day I will. And that is the Reigns of Invincible. The ones from Ice Crown Citadel drops off of Lich King. That is one of the coolest mounts I think they are in the game. So it is something I am going to look into, trying to get that as well. Are there any specific or special mounts that you've been trying to get that maybe I can do a video on and help you figure out how to get? Oh man, you got to be kidding me. But you're lucky because that mount is so freaking hard to get. Have you done the quest chain on your like on a paladin or a warrior or anything of that nature, and uh, done the one to get, what is it, Shadowmourne? I think it's the Shadowmourne, and then you get the trinkets, you know, like Sylvanas' music box and stuff like that. Have you done that one yet? If not, you definitely need to get started on that. And if you need any help, like on the one part, oh, I think it's can't remember the name of the part, but you have to go up against the vampire queen, and you have to get bitten by her, and then you have to bite somebody else, bat. Well, okay, you know what I'm saying. Do you know how expensive that mount is that you get from there now? I mean, oh man, it's went outrageous high. I'm thinking about because I've done it on my warrior. I've not done it on my paladin or my death knight, and I'm thinking I may just start and do it on both. It'll take time, but it'll be a lot of gold from it. It just I don't know. A lot of people think or tell me, man, you must be glutton for punishment, because you're always doing the hard things. You're always trying to get this or that, and if it's the hardest mount in the game, you're after it or whatever. It's just who I am. I like having the rare items. Let me go ahead and, now that I have that, let me go ahead and see what my other characters have. What I've been trying to do, Rutger, and I know you wouldn't hear at the beginning of this, right now I have a jewel crafter, a miner, an engineer, a skinner, tailor, enchanter, blacksmith, mining, leatherworking, skinning. I'm covering each and every profession is my goal. And most of them are already at 800. But the ones that are not, I will be leveling, and I may do that on one of the streams, maybe tomorrow night or Saturday night. So it may just be something that I do live. If that's something you guys are, you think you guys would be interested in seeing. Exactly, and that's one of the things I don't understand. Why people get upset about Pathfinder. To me, I love Pathfinder, and I do. I love the fact that you have to work for it, because so many people want to just be able to walk up to a trainer, drop a couple thousand gold, and take off flying. Well, gold nowadays is so easy to get. Back in vanilla or even Burning Crusades, gold was not easy to get. Okay, as you well know, you had to work pretty hard to get that gold, and spending 5,000 gold on a mount or training was a lot. I mean, it was not easy. Nowadays, if they, unless they made the training to fly 1,000,000 gold, it's not going to be a challenge. People are just go over, buy it, fly. I like the idea that you have to earn it. You have to explore the whole place. You have to do this, and then you can fly. Because otherwise, and this is an example that I've used before, if you don't know, if you have flying from the beginning, you're going to fly right over top of everything. You're not going to know what you're flying over top of or what you're missing. You know? I do too, and happen to be level 40 to actually get that mount. You had to walk to 40. There was no heirloom mount where you can mount up at level 1. There was none of that. If you done it, if you wanted to mount, you're going to wait until 40. If you want an epic mount, you're going to wait until 60. And I guess in a way, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to with the new, or not the new, but the return of Classic WoW. Okay, and as you can see here, I've got a lot of a lot of stuff here that I need to sort through and put where it needs to go. Oh, my bad. This is not actually my personal guild. This is a guild that I had joined. But yeah, I was thinking, boy, this all looks somewhat familiar, but not a lot. But that's why. But I do, and this is what I've said before. I'm not on here to be something that I'm not. If I can't come on here and be who I am, then I'll delete the channel and I'll walk away. And that will be that. But so many people, man, are just cruel. They're evil. They get right up in your face and start with the fussing at you and cussing at you and calling you names and everything else. And it's like, why? It's like, to me, my question to them people are, okay, did you wake up in a bad of a mood? And if you did, what did I do to set you off? Because I don't recall anything, I like how WoW was something for all. Right, exactly. It has something for everybody. The casual, the easy, and the hardcore. 38 if you were druid or shaman. Oh, I didn't even know that because I didn't play a druid or a shaman back in vanilla. My main thing was a hunter and a warrior. I had no idea that they could go at an earlier or get it at 38. Wow. Okay, I remember I was one of the first in my server with full heirlooms in BG. I was just a single-handedly spawn camping. That sounds amazing. Right. Well, I had one person, come to me and say, "Well, are you not jealous, or are you not upset?" Okay, what am I upset about? Well, better yet, are you not jealous? Okay, question, who am I jealous of? Well, shouldn't you be jealous of people like, I don't know, Asmongold and Pyromancer and so on? My answer was no. Are they jealous of me? I mean, I am who I am, and, you know, I'm not trying to be them, and I would hope they're not trying to be me. As you can see on this character, I have a lot of stuff in the bank, and this one was basically meant as an overflow for so many of my things. But you know, they've come to me and said, "Are you jealous of this person?" No, I'm not, and I've come to the conclusion that no matter what I do, if I got on here and I pronounced every word perfectly, without any flaw, without any fail, if I had no accent at all, if I was Mr. Perfect, his own self, somebody would find a reason to complain. Somebody would find a reason to say, "Oh, you said that wrong," or "You did this wrong." Okay, so I did. But I'm trying my best. I'm giving everything I can to this channel. I don't come here to try to beg people, you know. And one of the YouTubers I used to watch. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, hold 1 minute. Hello? Not sure. We might have dialed the wrong number. Yeah. Alrighty. No, I don't know. My wife may have called by mistake. I don't know. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay. But as I was saying, okay, man. No problem. But, I don't. In all honesty, and I know that I'll wait until Rutger gets back. I see that we have other people in the channel. If you would be so kind as to say hi, let me know where you're from, that kind of thing, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please be sure to do that, because I would greatly appreciate it. I'm still growing, as they say. The channel is still growing. I know that it's not perfect, and it may never be, but I am trying my best to grow the channel, and I would greatly appreciate anything like that. Okay. Okay, so okay, now It looks like I have one of pretty well every. But let me do it this way. I'm going to visit a trainer, and he's going to list all of the professions. I think I've got one of everything. I just have to get them maxed out. Okay, profession trainer. Wow, it's been so long since I've had to go find a guard next where something's at, and kind of makes you feel nostalgic. Okay, I got archaeology, alchemy, blacksmithing, cooking, enchanting, engineering, first aid, fishing, wine, herbalism, inscription, jewel crafting. Okay, so I do have all of them. It's just going to take a little bit of working to get the rest of them up to the max. Oh yeah, definitely. I remember that. Um, but and you know, I'm not one to badmouth another YouTuber or whatever. But do you know one of the things that got on my nerves the most of all when I very first started watching YouTube? And that was this YouTuber, and I'm not going to name names. He literally, you can go to, for example, if you go to my channel and you go to what is it called, Social Blade, and you type in my channel name, it's going to tell you how much I make in a year from YouTube. And it's not very much. I mean, like maybe $80 or a couple $100 a year or something like that. It's nothing huge, okay? Definitely not. But if you type in some of the bigger YouTubers, you're going to see that they're making thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars a month. Not a year, a month. And I went to this YouTuber's channel, and I had a question. I needed some help, and they told me, "We'll help you if you pay us. We are going to charge you $50 to help you." I said, nope, not going to happen. Well, I come back to the channel after about 6 months of being away from it, and I started watching them again. And at that time, now they're making thousands upon thousands of dollars, and yet they are telling people that they need a new car. Their car broke down. They needed a helping hand. Can you give me some money? Can you send me some money through PayPal? Can you do this? Can you do that? And to me, that just, oh man, that just burned me up, because I knew that they was making thousands upon thousands of dollars a year. Okay. And literally, they was bumming money. That's one reason why, yes, I could use a new computer right now. I would love to have a new computer so that I could make a better videos for all you guys. But there'll never be a day that I will bum or tell you, oh, Rutger, can you please send me $50 this month, or whatever. It's not going to happen. Okay? The way I look at it is, if somebody wants to, they're going to. If not, so oh well. You know? Yeah. Got a gnat in here flying around my head. But, you know, like I said, right now, the video or the computer I'm needing is like, oh, 1800 would be the computer that I'm wanting to where I can do what I need to do. But, right. And that's one thing. Yes, I will tell you, hey, you can donate money if you want. You know, I mean, I'm not going to tell you never to not do that or never to do it. That's your choice, okay? But this person was directly, every time a person would come into chat, he would say, oh, and by the way, Rutger, go ahead and send me $50 if you would today. I'd greatly appreciate it. And it was like, oh my God. You know? If somebody wants to send me something, if somebody wants to give me a super chat, or somebody wants to go out and do something, I'm not going to, the only thing they're going to hear from me is a heartfelt thank you. Because that's how I was raised. I was raised that you don't bum money, you don't beg money, you don't do that. But I guess some people don't look at it that way, you know? And it's the same thing in game. You have people who make it their life calling to run around town, create a character that nobody knows but is them, run around town and beg people for gold. You know? Yeah, I mean, exactly. And this guy, you know, that's what he was doing. Each and every time somebody come in, he'd say, hey, send me $50. You know? And it just, I don't know. That's one of my pet peeves. It's one of the things that bothers me and in no uncertain terms ticks me off. And I know that might sound silly, but it does. You know, and well, and then I'll move on past this, but this guy, he had even went to the point, somebody went in and they sent him $5. Okay, they sent him a $5 super chat, I think it was, or whatever it was called back then, and they sent him $5. Man, he went off on them. I told you 50 and you sent me 5. Who the hell do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. You know? And, right. You know, well, I mean, I even had one guy come up to me a couple days ago and say, hey man, I need better gear. I need a mount that I'm wanting that has, you know, water mount, and I need all this, and I don't have the gold. Can I borrow 2 million gold and a half? And after I quit, you know, laughing very, very hard, I told him, I said, do I look like I have stupid wrote on my forehead? I don't even know you, and you're going to come up to me and beg for 2.5 million gold? Not going to happen. You know, just not going to happen. And he got upset and started following me around and all this, but oh well. We got a saying that in Dutch, what is roughly translated, who doesn't honor the small doesn't deserve the large. Very, very great. I mean, that's a very good point. You know, to me, okay, and this is just my opinion, if if somebody sends, okay, let's say my birthday is next week, which oddly enough, my birthday was June 8th, just, a couple weeks ago. But I don't celebrate birthdays no more. I've quit celebrating them. But, if somebody sends me a birthday card and says, happy birthday, and they drop a $5 bill in it, and then somebody else sends me one that's got a $100 bill in it, I'm still going to be just as thankful to the people that sent me the 5 as I am the people who sent me the 100, or sent me a dollar, or somebody that just sent me a card. That's just the way. I guess it's just the way I was raised. You're thankful for what somebody does for you, not because of the monetary amount, but because of the thought. They thought enough of you to say, hey, I'm going to give you something for your birthday, or I'm going to help you out, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. So to me, these channels that beg people for money, it's just it boils me. It just ticks me off like you would not believe. And okay, now on back to the game. Other than Skullments, or Stratholme rather, is there any other dungeon that you would like to see me do the 50 runs on? Because like I said, I'm going to end up doing them all. I'm going to do each and every one, but you got to start somewhere. It's kind of like what my dad says. Sometimes you have to do something you don't like to make someone else smile. Very true. Very true. Your dad sounds like a very smart person. And, I don't know. That kind of stuff just bugs me. But I know that there's 3 people, or at least a few others in here. If you have any questions, Trial of the Crusader, you got it. Okay, and if there's any questions that you guys have, anything you would like to see a video on, go ahead and post that in the comments or in the live chat now. I am going to, and I know that, I know that I said that I would be going until 11 p.m. tonight. I started at 6. I've been going for 3 hours, 38 minutes now, but I am really getting tired. And, considering I've been up since like 4 a.m. this morning, I definitely am tired. Okay, other peeps talk, kind of feel like I'm having a private stream going on. Well, I mean, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with that, Rucker. All that means is that we are having time to get to know each other better, because we're more, we're talking one-on-one a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that. My ultimate goal would be to get to know each and every individual person who's on my channel, who watches my videos, who comes to my videos, and I get to know them personally. But I do definitely appreciate everybody who has stopped in tonight, everybody who has watched any portion of or the whole 3 hours and 40 minutes now. And I will be back here tomorrow night. Now tomorrow night I will be very well rested. I'm going to have my drinks, my coffee, everything ready. And tomorrow night I am going to burn it up. Tomorrow night I am going to be here at least 5 hours. At least 5 hours. But considering that, like I said, I came in the door a few minutes before the stream started, and didn't even take time to eat anything. I kind of getting tired and very, very hungry. So it's time for me to go and get a little bit to eat and relax a little bit before bed. But I do appreciate everything again, Rucker. Everybody who's watched the video, everyone who does watch the video in the playback, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys do. I'm here to make you guys to help you guys. So if there's anything you ever want to see on the channel, just let me know. Drop it in the comments or of a video, and I'll be sure to check it out, because I do read and reply to every single comment in the game, on the channel. So until tomorrow, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you then.